Hi friends, in this video I want to compare the 4 whistles I have that are made from PVC, CPVC, polymer, plastic, different whistles that are made from different materials have different sound qualities. And so I thought it'd be nice to compare these because I realized when I first started off sharing some stuff about whistles, I didn't play them enough. And so you'll end up thinking I play it too much in this video. Maybe not. So I have 4 whistles I'm going to share and comment on because you're going to make a decision as to whether you want a whistle based on tone quality and some other characteristics. And I'll share that with each. I'm going to play a scale on each. And then Londonderry air on each. So let's jump right in. Now, I know I say never buy a whistle based on money, but I am going to tell you the cost of these based on when I'm recording this, and I'm going to put a link to each manufacturer's website in the notes to this video. Now, don't think that because a whistle's made from polymer or plastic or CPVC that it's necessarily a cheap whistle. A lot of them are less expensive. But you could actually look at Walt Sweet's low D whistle called the Onyx Low D, and it's $350. So a lot of engineering has gone into these, and they each have different tone qualities. Now, the reason you might want a polymer or PVC, CPVC whistle is that they are less susceptible to clogging and temperature variations. So you're unlikely to have a whistle that's made from some of these materials clog like others would. That makes like a CPVC whistle maybe a perfect travel buddy for you. So anyway, the first whistle up is the Mountain Made. And this is actually at the time of my recording $69.95. The beauty of the Mountain Made is traditional hole spacing at the top for a low D, so getting a little wider finger, but how close my fingers are together on the bottom hand, you can almost fingertip it, slight offset to the lower hole, and they're really small holes, and they are a good bit closer together, so you're not even going to have to use a piper's grip to reach. Here's a scale. Yes, it is that quiet on the bottom 3 notes. So you will hear some overtones in there. You have to play the lower octave fairly gently. Next up is the Tony Dixon TB003 single piece polymer whistle. At the time of recording, the manufacturer sells this for $73.06. There is a tunable version, but it comes in at $102.79. And so here is the scale on the Tony Dixon. overtones going on there as you're listening to that. Third up is the Goldfinch. I have the two-piece low D. It comes in at $95.16 at the time of playing. And you can get a three-piece. I wish I had bought the three-piece because it's $105, and that's why I got the two-piece. But the three-piece, okay, my opinion, this is my opinion time. I think the three-piece Goldfinch Low D is probably the ideal travel whistle because it's made from CPVC with a Delrin insert, a lot of excellent engineering going in, consistent tone quality top to bottom, easy player, good tone, but the three-piece breaks down very packable. The two-piece will break down packable, but anyway, scale and arpeggio. Cleaner tone. None of these three are really airy so far. Cleaner tone on the Goldfinch, but still with some nice dynamics going on there. It's a slightly richer tone, which I really like. The last one before for the scale is the Susato Kildare. This is a low D. The beauty here is it comes with a thumb rest. Love it. And that's movable. Tunable two-piece whistle. At the time of recording, the Susato Kildare is $140.60. So I'll put the manufacturer's website link in the bottom, but sometimes you can get this on sale from places. The traditional hole spacing. A comment on the hole spacing with the Susato. The fifth hole, traditional piper's grip, the fifth hole is elongated and it's almost a ½ inch long. So bear that in mind. That's a huge hole. So anyway, scale and arpeggio on the Susato. Some more overtones going on there, if you can hear those. Still a good tone. My biggest challenge is figuring out how to cover that fifth hole. So, anyway, what I'd like to do now is play Londonderry Air on each. And the reason I want to do that is because with Londonderry Air, I can push it some. And I want you to hear how these whistles react and respond when I'm really getting after it a bit. By nature of its manufacturer, the Mountain Made, I have to be more gentle in the lower octave, but we'll see how I do. I think the Mountain Maid's got a lot going for it. I wish I could push that lower octave. It's just not going to take it. It'll break. The low E is the weakest. The weakest is maybe the wrong word. It's the most gentle, the softest, quietest note that you just can't push. So anyway, delight to play though. And if you're after that close hole spacing without paying a fortune, without breaking the bank, then try out the Mountain Maid. If you just can't come to grips with the Piper's grip, you ought to try this one. So, the Tony Dixon single piece Polymer, same tune. All right, so that is the Tony Dixon. As you could probably tell, I have a harder time playing the Dixon consistently, or I guess passionately. It's a little harder for me. I think the two-piece Polymer would be a much better option if you're willing to pay for that. But anyway, a good tone. Very playable. It's a single piece, so that is the size you're always going to get Piper's grip, and so a reasonable stretch on between the 5th and the 6th hole. Let me do the same on the Goldfinch now. I'll jump to the end. I've not played the Susato yet, but I've played each of these a good bit. The Goldfinch is, to be my opinion for a minute, it is far and away my favorite. The Goldfinch plays easily, freely. I can play it gently and it keeps tone. I can really push it and it doesn't start losing pitch. You can be as expressive as you want with this. It's great. It's really nice whistle. But again, I want you to hear the tones. So here is the Susato. That's the Susato. A great whistle. A lot of folks really like it. I have a hard time justifying the $140 price point of it, especially with that elongated fifth hole that I have a hard time covering. My fingers are smaller, and that elongated hole, I know I'd get used to it, but it's a challenge for me. So I know I've already let the cat out of the bag, but all four of these whistles are fine. I'd say buy them. If you love the tone quality of it, that's great. The Mountain Made, like I said, very, very soft in that bottom few notes. Close hole spacing, though, that's a big one. It's hard to get after it in the lower octave. You can't get real emotional down there. The Dixon will tend to break a little fuzziness in the tone, but it's still nice. I'd probably go with the more expensive two-piece whistle. My favorite of these four is the Goldfinch. Buying it again, I'd get the three-piece. Do what you want with this whistle. It plays really well. It can be as expressive or quiet as you want with it. It's just a delight to play. Susato, when I got this, I expected to be blown away because I think Susato is just an amazing company. And I have a hard time playing this whistle. And it's probably because of the size of my fingers. But I also think when you're really pushing it, it does tend to break a bit. And it'll get a little chirpy on you there. So anyway, I hope that's helpful, my friends. Wanted you to hear all four of these together. Until next time, this is Scott Shade. Happy low D whistling.